Hello friends, I'm Tom Downey. Alongside me is Mitchell Renz here on NFL Daily. Let's dive right into the latest NFL rumors. First up, well, we're going to talk about Antonio Brown. The report is that a deal is expected to be in place on Friday. Cue the "it's happening" gif, Mitch.
I'll tell you what, you should also turn on those notifications because this one could literally break from what it sounds like at any moment, Tom. And it's exciting because how long have we been talking about where Antonio Brown is going to play, and it could finally happen.
Since the end of the year.
Yeah, that's 100% fact. Heck, we could be coming in on Friday, and that's our day off.
There are no off days. There you go.
Hashtag no
now,
off days.
when it comes to Antonio Brown, the one team that has been consistently mentioned so far is the Oakland Raiders. Now, I do want to make note because I'm going to throw out my conspiracy theory here, so bear with me. The report was that, the Jets and Cardinals and Broncos, they had shown interest, and now all of those teams are out. And at that exact same time that Internet Report says that those three teams are out, all of a sudden, three new unnamed teams are interested.
Slide on in there.
I think the Oakland Raiders are bidding against themselves. I think there are no other teams actually interested in Antonio Brown, but it's being leaked that other teams are to keep the Raiders' interest high.
$1. $2.
Exactly. They're the only one bidding against themselves.
Oh, man. I would hope that's not the case. However, we know the Raiders' probably biggest need on offense is the wide receiver position. When you think about the tight end position last year for the Raiders, Jared Cook, he led the team with 68 catches.
Cameron was super involved, too, at the running back position.
With 68 catches, and the receiver game was just not very good. And Jordy Nelson was okay, 63 catches last year. And Seth Roberts, I'm not really a big fan of him with 45. But when you look at the Raiders' overall depth chart, it's thin, Tom. And you have Jordy Nelson, again, who's 33 years old. Marcel Aitman, still, I think, a little bit unproven. Seth Roberts, and then, good luck with all those other names there. I think ultimately, when you look at this depth chart, it's really weak. And if you can insert a name like Antonio Brown, that's huge. But not to mention just the Antonio Brown, I think the one player that the Raiders are talking about a lot is Derek Carr. And I think 2019 is the Derek Carr prove-it year. And if you really want to see what Derek Carr can do, go out and get him a big-time receiver like Antonio Brown, unless apparently you want to build a super team, which
unless it's Kyler Murray.
Exactly. That's the thing. With the silver and black man, a lot of smoke. Maybe there's going to be some fire.
Steelers allegedly won a first-round pick, which I think makes if they can get a first-round pick for Antonio Brown after everything he's done to tank his own trade value, that's a win for them.
Well, let me ask you this. Let's say they give up pick 27. If you're the Raiders last year, you say Amari Cooper for Antonio Brown straight up.
Last year, I say Antonio Brown.
And it's not even.
But then Antonio Brown dyed his mustache blonde and has gone off the reservation.
Yeah, don't trust anybody with a blonde mustache.
It's not a mustache, it's a beard. That makes it different. Also, I didn't dye it blonde. Bleach blonde like Antonio Brown did. Again, if you guys want to stay updated on all of the latest Oakland Raiders news, subscribe to Mitch's channel, youtube.com/Raiders Report. Maybe we'll have to end up going emergency live at some point this week.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting that itch. Hopefully it's for Antonio Brown.
All right, today's show is brought to you by BetDSI. I'm just going to ignore that joke you set up there. Chatsports.com/bet. Use promo code LIVE120 when you sign up and deposit. Gets you a 120% deposit bonus. So you put down $50, you're going to get $60 for free. So even though I bet on Antonio Brown staying in Pittsburgh, I'm probably going to be wrong. Got fantastic value, though. I still got plenty of extra money left to spend.
I'll tell you what, I put money down on AB going to the 49ers. Maybe I should have put money down on him going to Oakland. But if you guys think that you're smarter than Tom and I, prove it. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Send us your bets on IG, Twitter. Hit us up, and who knows? Maybe we'll give you guys a shout out.
Let's talk safeties then. Next up, Eric Weddle. He was cut in a bit of a surprising move by the Ravens on Tuesday. There was an old comment in January that he said, I'm going to retire if I'm not playing for the Ravens in 2019. But then again, when you're told you're cut, you kind of end up changing your mind. So the report is that he's still going to continue to play. He's another option in a really deep safety class this year.
It's a great safety class. Now, I think Eric Weddle's probably out of some of the other names that we'll maybe mention later on in the show with some top safeties. I think players like Landon Collins, Earl Thomas, these will be the guys that go first, and then it'll be all right, then do I want the 34-year-old Weddle, who still plays very, very well. And I think he's one of the more underrated players still for that Ravens defense. I think it's actually going to hurt them a lot because he's a huge leader on the field and definitely off the field.
The release of Weddle makes me think Baltimore has somebody in mind at the free safety spot because they've got Tony Jefferson as their strong safety, who's still pretty solid. Chuck Clark, Deshaun Elliott are next in line as the number 2 to pair with Jefferson. Those guys are pretty unproven, former late-round picks. Maybe they go throw money at another big-name free agent safety.
There's plenty out there. There's no doubt about that, but I'm a Weddle fan.
Let's talk about one of the other guys there, Earl Thomas, as Cowboys Twitter last night had an absolute meltdown, despite this being what we've said for months now, or weeks now for you and me, bordering on months now. The report was that the Cowboys aren't interested in Thomas, but that wasn't actually the point of it. Like, it was structured in a terrible way. It was total clickbait. The point of it is that the Cowboys have a price tag for Earl Thomas, which is literally what everyone has said for weeks now. You, me, everyone out there. And then they didn't read past the second half of the tweet, and everyone melted down. It blows my mind. This is exactly what we've said for weeks now. The Cowboys, they want Earl Thomas.
A lot of teams want Earl Thomas.
At a certain price. They are not going to pay him $14, $15 million. If he comes down to 11, comes down to 10, you could have a deal. If he gets 15, great. I'm not sure he's going to get $15 million.
Now, I think Earl Thomas is still playing elite football, but again, he's a 30-year-old safety coming off a major injury. I don't think I would pay him $14, $15 million.
Producer Brett does not want to.
$12 million, I think, is reasonable. I think, again, it's going to be, what does Landon Collins get? You should make, I think, $1 million or $2 million less than Landon Collins. See what goes from there.
It's pretty crazy to me that everyone just had a total and utter meltdown, despite being what this is literally what we've said for weeks now on the Cowboys Report. By the way, youtube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report. Go subscribe, watch every video, and you won't be surprised when the tweets come out a week after we say something, that it's the exact same scenario there.
I hear you.
All right, let's go to more fun stuff. Welcome to the NFL offseason. Smoke bombs everywhere. We got Charlie Casserly, who just lit into Kyler Murray. Said it was the worst comments he ever got on a high-rated quarterback, bad leadership, bad study habit, bad board work, which was pretty mind-blowing to me. Here's my thing with Kyler Murray, and this is going to be my new strategy. Anything related to Kyler Murray that comes out is a smokescreen. All of it. None of it is to be believed. It's all a smokescreen, I've decided.
Yeah, and I think he's one of the reasons why he's doing it. Maybe he's trying to get his draft stock to go down a little bit for the Washington Redskins.
Hey, well, Charlie Casserly, of course, used to be a Redskins GM. Then again, Mitch, he also used to work very closely with Mike Mayock.
Yep.
I think it's all a smokescreen. And oh, by the way, one more note as we ask you guys if Kyler Murray's a franchise quarterback. There was the anonymous scout, which, by the way, never listen to an anonymous scout. Because we've steadily gone from anonymous scouts into anonymous personnel, anonymous executive, anonymous GMs.
Basically a guy from Reddit.
We just keep raising the bar every time. But a scout had claimed that Kyler Murray inflated his height.
How do you inflate your height?
You can't.
Heels.
You can't inflate your height. The accusation is now that Kyler Murray has created a grand scheme involving the NFL to be 5'10" and 1/8, which doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to take it one step further. Prove me wrong out there, Kyler Murray. Prove to me that you're not 2 kids in a straight coat. Prove it to me. Because I mean, that's the next logical step, right?
I'm just more worried you want to see 2 kids in a straight coat.
Stop it. Absolutely stop it.
Is Kyler Murray a franchise quarterback? Type Y for yes, N for no. We'll get back on track. Hit us up.
All right, let's move to some offensive line. Kevin Zeitler. Could the Browns move, and this kind of came out of nowhere from NFL.com today, that the Browns could clear even more cap space because they need more of it, which, whatever, and that Kevin Zeitler's name has been thrown around as a possible moving chip. Now, I don't think this is a cut. They would save very little money. A trade makes far more sense to bring in more assets, maybe get something crazy. I know Browns Twitter is abuzz with, once again, thinking they're going to get Odell Beckham Jr.
But see, here's the thing. I love Kevin Zeitler.
Fantastic player.
And it kind of upsets me a little bit. I mean, if you're going to invest in a running back, let's say like a Kareem Hunt, and you have another good young running back, Nick Chubb. Oh, yeah, that guy named Baker Mayfield, he's your franchise. Kevin Zeitler is one of the best guards in the NFL. I'm going to try to keep those players healthy.
The other flip side of it is that Austin Corbett was their early second-round pick last year.
Who was great.
And didn't play that much, but he was very, very good coming out of college, which I think is what you meant.
Yeah.
My bad. he's like their go-to backup right now. They could just plug him in at right guard, be cheaper, whatever you get for money and the draft capital in a trade.
But see, I think if anything, like you would say it also, like the Cowboys had one of the best offensive lines. They thought it had extra depth. As soon as you take one of those major pieces,
very true,
it could really screw up the offensive line.
Absolutely
I think the offensive line is one of the hardest positions to play in the NFL, and you win with the big guys up front. And you take Zeitler off that line, that's going to be a huge hit. I don't like it.
All right, let's stick with our offensive line talk here. Daryl Williams apparently is wanted by the Bills and the Giants. That's the I know, right? Thank you. This is not a report. This is common sense. Lock and 4 was like, Bills and Giants going to go after him.
That's all I needed to hear.
We said that like literally the day he became, or the day season ended, it's like Bills and Giants going after Daryl Williams.
Oh, so two teams that need an offensive tackle.
Need a right tackle and have former Panthers executives and or coaches in key roles. It's so obvious that they're going to go after Daryl Williams.
That's what I love. Like I love insert. You can put the word report and then in front of anything in front of a team need, and it's like makes sense. Twitter goes nuts. People are upset about it. I don't even know the headline, but it's no shit. I'm sorry.
So which team would you rather play for, the Giants or the Bills?
The Giants. It's not even close.
And look, we repeatedly get asked, by the way, hey, who could the Bills go after? And literally every single time, Daryl Williams.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
perfect.
Who would you rather play for? The Giants, who I actually think have a chance of being decent with the offense.
Well, right now, with the way the locker room has been handled by the Giants, because, we're going to let go of Landon Collins, I actually might prefer the Bills.
No, you wouldn't. Go to Buffalo.
I think I might prefer the Bills. All right, speaking of the Giants there, are they going to dump Olivier Vernon, another guy we've mentioned in the past as a possible cap casualty? The Giants are likely to move Vernon, as a report from Newsday. Again, that's not much of a huge surprise there. They'll try to trade him. He's a $19.5 million cap hit. They can save over half if they cut or trade. Would you trade for Vernon, Mitch? Knowing you're going to have to pay a pretty hefty penny in terms of, let's just say $12 million. We'll round it and project across years.
$12 million, so here's the thing. For Vernon, I'm still probably going to go on the no side for $12 million, considering, again, when you look at the NFL draft, how deep that class, how deep defense is, plus how stacked free agency is, I don't know if I'm going to go out and try to sign a player like Olivier Vernon, but dump him. I don't know.
Opens up a big needed edge rusher too, though, which hasn't stopped the Giants because now they have a screaming needed safety. Because they have
because they're dumb.
Nobody.
The Giants are dumb for letting Landon Collins go. Drives me insane.
Classic Dave Gettleman, though, he doesn't value defensive backs. Their biggest mistake was not taking the offer of a third-round pick, and now they might not get anything because they might not get a comp pick for him.
Oh, those teams in New York, man.
Yeah, hasn't gone.
Actually, technically New Jersey.
All right, we'll stick with defensive back talk here. Tashaun Gipson, could he be traded? Ian Rappaport says, Mitchell, that the teams have called the Jags about Gipson because they think he's available, he's due more than $8 million, and the Jags are tight on money. But multiple times already this offseason, a Ian Rappaport tweet has gone out about, teams have trade interest, and within like 2 days that player has been cut. So I don't know if Gibson's actually has trade interest. I think this might be the Jags leaking to Rappaport that, hey, we're going to cut him. We're going to cut him. Who wants to trade for him?
I mean, again, this is just one of those primetime players. Safety is super stacked right now, and if I'm an NFL team, why am I going to go out and trade for Tashaun Gipson when I see some of these other...
When it's going to be a pretty similar cap hit.
But that's what I mean. Like, why would I go out and get Gipson when I see Earl Thomas, Landon Collins, all these other top safeties on the market?
Totally agree.
Cut him.
All right, next up, on our last one here, how about a record deal for Tyreek Hill, Mitchell? Chiefs are working on a new deal for Hill. The expectation is it's record-setting, i.e. surpassing the Odell Beckham contract of $18 million per year.
I love Tyreek Hill. He's one of the most electric players in the NFL, but he does not deserve to make more than Odell Beckham Jr. He's not a better receiver than DeAndre Hopkins. He's not a better receiver than Julio Jones. He's right up there with Mike Evans, and I think he's better than Brandon Cooks. No.
The problem is, this is how NFL contracts work.
I don't
care. An $18 million a year deal last year is now worth $19.
What are the Chiefs going to do when you got to pay Patrick Mahomes, you're going to have to pay Tyreek Hill? Who's going to play defense for them?
Oh, I didn't think they're shopping Ford and or Houston.
That's what I mean. Like, it blows my mind. Like, the reason why the Chiefs didn't go to the Super Bowl last year is because Tom Brady smoked them for 38 points. Your issue is defense, not offense.
Prediction, KC is still going to make a big splash or two in free agency this year, probably at safety.
Well, they have to. This is the only year. If they don't win a Super Bowl this year or maybe next year, done. No chance.
Okay.
Because you're going to have to win with Patrick when he's cheap.
So you're saying no if Tyreek Hill should be the highest paid receiver in the NFL?
No. He's great. Shouldn't be the highest
He'll
paid
be
receiver.
the highest paid receiver, and then next year somebody else will be the highest paid, and in 3 years it won't look that bad on the count. He says no. All right, folks. That's it here on the latest NFL rumors.